Let's do Joe Budden podcast.
Joe Budden.
Mona, Don't Call Me White Girl was on the Joe Budden podcast. And
whitest light skin probably ever, right? I don't think I've seen a light skin whiter than that.
I have, for sure.
Did they suffer from albinoism?
No. And they weren't albino.
I think she's the darkest albino person.
Just said the same thing as me, but flipped it. All right. Touche.
I fuck with, she's so good in this, with this. She's so good with Joe.
She's probably one of the best woman podcasters ever.
For sure.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, when you just watch it just seems like she's so natural and so effortless. Like,
she's a real
who's
person.
another woman who supplies as much like entertainment and joy as Mona? I couldn't even tell you.
Mona said some real shit. She said, your Twitter, like your fan base loves me, even though none of y'all watch my show. And she's right. I don't watch her show.
Nobody does.
But every time I see her somewhere else, I'm with it. Don't call me white girls over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not the whole thing, I'm gonna give her a view.
Yeah.
Watch a quarter of it, half of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to think, where did I first get introduced to her? Was she on $1 million worth of game at one point in time?
Yep, that was the beginning.
Yeah.
$1 million worth
That's
of
what it
game.
was.
Fantastic on $1 million worth of game.
Mm-hmm.
She can move, she can operate amongst other men on podcasts, which is hard to do, which is something 𝙗𝔬𝔐𝷃 can't do. I mean, it's like, and her perspective is not the same every time.
Yeah, she's a real nigga with a vagina.
I was about to say,
pretty much.
She doesn't have industry.
She has the same. She has the same thing that Cherry has for me. Like what Cherry gives on the podcast, and just as a person, that's what they have. That.
Yeah,
I agree with that take.
For those who don't know, Cherry TNT, she's on this YouTube channel because y'all have no idea what it is, but check it out. But yeah, while we're here, Joe asked them when. I think this is also part of like a little inside joke or whatever. But like, when are y'all leaving, or if everything goes perfect? Listen to him ask this question because I want to know, who do we think should get fired from this shit. Let's make a new lineup. We got Mona that was just up there. We got Mark Lamont Hill, Joe Budden, obviously. Then we got Ice-ish, Emanny, Parks. Parks not going nowhere. We can just say Joe and Parks aren't going anywhere. They're not even in this equation. And Queen's Flip.
He's not in the
Melyssa
equation.
Ford.
He's not in the equation, or he's a part of who we can swap out.
He can get swapped.
Of course.
The only people who can't get swapped are Joe and Parks.
Yeah. And Ian. Shout out Ian.
And Ian, yeah. Of course. Those are the only people that can't be switched. But I'm all the way with swapping Melyssa Ford out.
Everybody says it's too many people. What's the
have
perfect?
they battled enough? Have they gone at it? Because I feel like that could be interesting.
Who?
Mona and M4.
They haven't. I didn't. That was the first episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, that was the second time she's been there.
Oh, I didn't see neither of them.
Yeah, that was the second time. She's been
And they battled?
No, she hasn't been up there.
Nah, Mel wasn't there, I think. But I don't know what that would look like. It would probably be.
They always have her like
so respectful.
It's always funny though because like when they have like a guest like a Mona, they put her in Melyssa Ford's seat.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, listen to this real quick. This is what Joe was saying.
I got a question for y'all.
Shoot.
If everything goes according to your plan, individually, your plan for yourself, how long do you work here?
Till the wheels fall off.
That's my boy.
Yeah, if it goes according to my
That's my
plan,
man right there.
yeah, I'm never leaving the Mark Lamont Hill podcast. What the fuck you talking about? Fuck would I leave?
What you said?
You need to keep some Ciroc.
I'll say about 3 seconds left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like he's asking because he's trying to figure out who he can
get rid
This
of.
is a temperature check.
It's a temperature check.
Yeah, like who am
Heat
I going to
check.
feel the least bad about firing because you was kind of already on out anyway.
I feel like we should do it for him. That's how I feel.
Queen, I think Queens is one of the first niggas in line. It kind of cooled off, but back when them tensions was flaring with the improper improv, it seemed like he was one of the niggas that was like, I'm kind of fed up with Joe.
Yeah.
And just the bureaucracy of this whole thing being on this network.
I feel like Queen's Flip could go. Like, fuck it.
I don't think it's ranked off of who would be the most successful outside of it. I don't think that matters.
No, not at all.
No.
I think it's purely just like
This is about who makes the show the best.
Yeah.
I
think-
wouldn't be mad if
Go ahead.
Ice can go too. Fuck it. Ice brings something though. I don't really know what it is.
It's the music stuff.
I think
Between
he's
Ice and Ish, you think Ice can go and
it's Ice.
It's Ice.
Between
Ice.
those two, it's Ice.
Ice. It depends on what you want though.
I think
Because if you have Mark, what's the point of Ice?
What's
I mean
the point of
Ish.
is what people would
No,
say.
if you have Mark, you need Ish.
It's a good banter between them.
Who is he gonna battle?
If
Everybody else is probably just gonna all right, it's Mark Lamont Hill.
he's finally out of his funk. Like he's over it now.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
God.
Like we're gonna accept that he's smarter than us. Ish won't do that. Which is why you need him, nigga. You need that yin and that yang.
Though. He's accepted it now for sure.
I think they're one topic away from this shit being resport.
Mark and Ish.
Mark and Ish. One
Possibly.
topic away. One
But I don't
conversation,
know.
one
Ish,
debate.
I don't know. Ish gives up very quickly.
Nah, not quickly.
He don't give up
He does
quickly?
give up though. He had a moment where he was going through that a lot because niggas wouldn't let him talk.
And I don't think
That was what I think he would say.
and he doesn't give up as quickly as like a Ice or Melyssa
Ice
Ford.
gives up a lot quicker. And I don't really.
He not like
You got to
Melyssa-
judge it based off the other players on the roster.
I will.
Melyssa
Okay.
Ford can go, bro. She can go.
Yeah.
Mona can have that spot.
Unfortunately.
The show would be fantastic.
Unfortunately, she can go.
Mona being added to the Melyssa Ford spot because Mark is showing up more now too.
Yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying?
And Mark turns it up. Mark is
Turns
needed.
it up every time.
Mark is needed.
Needed.
He's needed.
Needed. Emanny can
yeah.
go.
Emanny can 100% go. I'm sorry.
Emanny can go.
Yeah.
Is
Emanny
he
can go.
consistent enough to even be considered in it? Like
you need
Oh,
to.
he's part of this lineup for sure.
He's part of the
He's on the
world,
block for sure.
who will we replace him with? Like who's another guy whose
You don't need
name
to.
is
We
so
also got to
flexible?
remember there's 8 niggas at any time that could be on the mic.
I was
again.
just
You know
about
what I'm
to
saying?
say,
We can just
it's
get
a
rid
lot
of
of
people
people.
Yeah, I
and
don't
not
think you
even
need
worry
them.
about what the replacement.
It's probably easier to say what is the new line. So it's Joe, Parks, Mona,
Mark.
Ish.
Ish.
Damn, that's already 5.
That's kind of
5.
And
That's
So we're,
five.
we're
That's
essentially
5
just
people.
trimming fat, right?
and Parks. But Ice does have a little bit. Sometimes he makes some good things happen during the music talk.
I don't
but
know.
Otherwise, I don't.
I
Or
don't
do we
think
just- or do
sometimes
we
is
just-
enough.
Or do we just really break the week up,
to
the
different types,
Joe Budden week into different creations
segments.
of the show?
I think that's ideal.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like
That's dangerous to do
So
that.
like how Mark Lamont Hill, it's funny.
That's a
though,
dangerous thing because there's a clear metric of like, okay, this
Why-
lineup is way more successful.
Why,
than
yeah,
you.
why do these lineups keep getting better views? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. and
Niggas
then
only tuning in on Mondays?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'd be the same way that he kind of introduces niggas to like people like Mark. You start at Patreon level.
Yeah.
Before you make the marquee show, the headliner show. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Patreon, even though in Joe Budden world, that is everything is fair game in terms of equal importance. But there's also that piece of content that comes out free.
Yeah.
And there's also one that's locked behind the wall.
There's one that's more visible.
Yeah. And Mark, in the way they do it now, I like the way they do it now in terms of like bringing niggas on is you get your trial runs through the Patreon.
Yeah.
That's
I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they already kind of do a rotating cast in a
how we
format. Not
started.
exactly rotating cast, but they do have specific moments where it's like, oh, you came to a Friday show this time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So it's like certain lineups where it's like Mark is not on all the shows still. Like he's
Right.
only on certain, and Emanny's not on all the shows because of Patreon and so and so. You know what I mean? So they kind of do that now. So they're already in an iteration where it's like, he already knows which lineup performs. You know what I'm
And
saying?
this-
Like he already
yeah.
knows that.
And in this episode, like I didn't think just because it was like I didn't think that Emanny needed to be there. I also don't think that Ice needed to be there.
I feel you.
I think those two could have been completely dropped off on this episode and it'd have been fine.
And you know we're adding Mona to the team, but I don't think she should.
You think she should just be a Patreon person?
Yeah, I don't think she should be a permanent like spot on the JBP. Even though I
Joe
would
said-
like it,
Joe
but just
said
for her,
her contract tight.
yeah,
He been trying to get her for a minute.
her contract,
He said
yeah,
it's tight.
It's
It's tight.
ironclad.
It's ironclad.
And I feel like that's literally all Mona is missing is just a bigger platform.
He said it. I
Because-
mean, he said he was like, "I've been trying to get you. Like I need that, but
Yeah.
your contract, goddamn,
Who she signed to?
Breakbeat Media. where Funny Marco was at.
Yeah.
And then remember he left. Remember he did like one episode somewhere else and they sued his ass.
How long is her contract? I feel like she's been there for a minute.
Been there for a nice little minute.
Hey man, she signed him up at 360, man.
Yeah, goddamn.
She was smaller back then.
That's what he said. Yeah, the 360.
And, you know, on top of her being a comic, when she was dissing Jess, I don't know if she said something. I think she said like, yeah, you know, I be on the road. So that's already going to be hard trying to like be on a podcast. You're on the road and shit. You moving.
Yeah, she said she's a comedian. I've never seen her tour days. I don't know if she's been to Raleigh either though. So she might have been before.
Hey man, she has a following and her podcast is under the funny shit. So
And she can appeal to white America too.
I might have been being nice earlier, bro. I think Ice can go.
Yeah. I think you have Ice has a nice position in your heart. You know
Not
what I mean?
really, because I didn't
He's
like
probably
him.
said some things you agree with before.
No, not really. I actually he infuriates me a lot. But there's moments where
Infuriates.
yeah, he infuriates me a lot. Where I'm like, we didn't need
get
that.
him out of here.
There's actually been moments recently where I'm watching and something happened through Ice. Like in that moment, I cut the podcast off and I go about my day. And then later on, I start it
pick it up
again.
later.
I pick it up later, and I'm like, damn, that's why I cut the shit off. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I
This
hear him
nigga-
continue,
This nigga talking.
that's happened a few times recently, and I'm like,
recently.
Then he does one.
I don't
thing.
watch. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the $25 level now, so I have been watching more. But it's the current lineup. It's still too Joe. I'm only there for Joe.
Joe
Right.
Focus or Joe.
I'm still only
feel
there
that.
for
That's
him
the
too
curse
much.
of this podcast.
Not really, because
I'm there for Mark now
I'm there
too.
for Mark now too.
I'm there for Mark.
But you probably would pull up if it was just Mark and no Joe. But that's just, it's called the Joe
No.
Budden podcast
No.
at the end of the day. You wouldn't pull up with just Mark running A?
It was actually better. I think there was an episode where Mark and Ish were there and Joe wasn't there. I feel like, and that was actually okay.
Yeah,
I think-
I'm not that pressed on it yet.
I was okay. And I think Flip is actually a key piece still. I think they need Flip. I do think they need Flip.
Yeah, no, nobody
just-
took him off. He was still in the lineup.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's getting
Shit, I
better.
took him off.
The only thing that annoys me is just like when he does like the repetitive pause laugh, but he can't get the word
Words
out.
out,
Yeah,
yeah.
hey yo, hold up. Hey yo, hold up.
Like we know what he's laughing at, or like we know what he's talking about, but we
So
don't.
what the fuck are you talking? Get it
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
nigga, because we
yeah.
don't. It's so
Yeah.
hilarious to you. We're confused.
Yeah.
For 37 seconds while we wait for you to finish laughing to tell us what the joke is.
He's got to control
enjoy
that.
it.
It's
Yeah,
just
I-
God.
he
it's
enjoys
I could
just-
do
himself.
without Flip, honestly.
He got to control that.
I can't do.
Like whatever, I don't get what he brings. Like I don't. Is it entertainment or is it funny or is it like introspective thoughts?
It's
You know, it's
entertainment.
it's the wild card thing about it. But even then, it's like
How much of a wild he doesn't.
It's also
calculated chaos.
You can't
Mona's
be a wild card.
because she's so real.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's also somebody who's willing to take lead and like actually like he's shown he's willing to like lead shit and not let the onus always fall on Joe. So he's not always perfect at it, but he has gotten better over time.
But is he
And I will
good?
say-
think
Is
Joe's
he
trying to-
good at picking up that slack?
And some moments he is. In some moments
Hey,
he really
and
is.
I will say too, when Flip runs A and Joe's not there, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I do
he's-
enjoy that.
He's
I will say that.
getting better at that shit.
When
He's
Joe
working
is
at it.
there, I like him less. But when it's just him running the current team, it is pretty great.
So does that say something about him and Joe's chemistry? Like why
100%.
why is it that when he gets in the room, it's just
put
it's
that
not
fire.
enough ego for everybody else?
It's not. You got to put that fire out. Sound like a little snuffing over there. Settle down, nigga. I'm here.
Shit.
Daddy's home.
You know what pays these bills, goddammit.
Yeah.
Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, I'm making a clip.
yeah.
Hell no.
You.
Nah, that's crazy. But yeah, the cast could definitely be cut by 3 people, and Joe knows that.
Also,
Yeah,
like,
that's why he did the temperature check.
yeah, that was a good question. Was he sitting on a different side of the couch too?
He's sitting in Mark's spot and Mark is sitting on this one.
Yeah, you see, that's
Yeah.
psychological right there.
But in this episode, yeah. Oh yeah, well they sat next to each other, the Philly couch.
Another thing about Mona, because like we was kind of going in on how talented she is and all that. I literally called her the best woman podcaster. But
You did, and we just let you have that. If I said that,
Nobody
niggas,
did.
I
niggas
didn't
would've
know how
stopped
to-
for 7 minutes straight.
well, because you wouldn't say it with your chest.
Yeah.
But
okay,
the thing it's hard to judge it for real because I don't get to see her throughout a week. It's always a small sample size. Like I feel like it's kind of easy to impress in small instances.
That's true. That's true as well.
Like when
Yeah.
you're featuring,
That's true.
And I don't remember much of like the $1 million worth of game era where she was like a constant person on there.
I remember that.
I just remember I have like a nostalgic, like it was great, and that's just what knock it up to. But
that variation of $1 million worth of game was the best too because the other nigga was there too. What was his name?
It started with a D.
It is, yeah.
Let's just run with Devin.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Oh, it is Devin. It is Devin.
It's
it is Devin. Yeah. That was one of the best versions when he was there for sure.
Yeah.
And then she was there. So yeah.
I don't know. I just think like I give her a lot of credit. I think she still deserves it.
Her podcast is all right.
There is something to say about like, all right, can you do this for 82 games? It's a long season.
There's a lot to say about that.
She can definitely do that. She could definitely do it for 82 games for sure.
I mean, you got a podcast more than anywhere else at the Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah, they
too.
podcast
That's a whole
all
other
the time,
thing, dog.
every
Like
day,
multiple times
almost.
a week.
She's
Yeah.
a comedian.
That's not enough for a lot of people. You think Jess could do it?
A lot of people that are comedians don't claim Jess isn't a comedian.
Jess can't even do 5 days a week at the radio. They brought somebody else in. So
That's one of the things. It just sounds so good. It's like you might as well not argue against
Which one?
that one.
That one.
The actually impressive one.
yeah. So it is like that. Who should go fire?
I feel like you get joy from that. That shit just warms your heart up.
It does. Is there something else that I want to?
Do you got the timestamp about her saying "fuck Jess"?
We're going there next.